Hey folks, welcome to the stream. We are going to continue with our Space Haven Brutal tutorial. Let's get started. So this is our second recorded attempt here to try to get through the Brutal tutorial. We were doing well on the first attempt until we sort of got overconfident and raided an alien ship. And that didn't go too well for us. So this session, we're going to try to... Actually, I'm going to make sure that we get all this blue crystal here. We're still early on. We're doing well, though, for how early we are in the game. We got our recycler online. We got our first mining pod. We got a water purifier. So we're doing okay here. We're a little bit light on resources at the moment, but we have the means to profit and produce stuff. So we're not completely in harm's way here. We have an algae dispenser that's under construction, but we are short infrablocks in order to build that. So we're going to be looking to try to get some infrablocks in this session here. We have a couple options. So we have 0.3 infrablocks already created in the recycler. So we could produce this to bring us up to 0.8 infrablocks, and then we don't have any tech scrap though. So we just don't have enough scrap to be able to actually produce blocks. We also have a bunch of stuff on board the derelict Slavers Guild Leoniti, so we want to make sure that we collect that stuff fairly promptly. In terms of research, we're working on the hypersleep chamber as our first priority. Okay, now that that's done, let's prioritize getting the stuff off of this ship first, because we got some logistics to do here. Once we get through that, then I'm going to start doing these other mining tasks. Chatting as soon as this logistics clears. Okay, and we're doing some industry and research. Okay, I think I'm gonna start the mining now. So we can collect these things if time permits, which I think it will because we have energy here. We have water as well, so that's pretty good. And then we should actually get some infra scrap from the derelict here. So let's work on that, and we'll get energy scrap as time permits as well. Starvation is a problem. Let's actually... Okay, we do already have this on expedite. What is Scotty? He's waiting to carry a body back from the derelict. Okay. Not too happy about the starvation, but starvation takes a long time to really do damage to our crew. So I think that that's something we can kind of deal with for now, until we get the Grobot online, which actually looks like we brought an infrablock on board from the derelict, maybe? Because this is showing up as blue. Or it's not showing that one. I think that's blue, yeah. Which means we must have got another infrablock online. So we should be able to finish this construction today. And we also have to keep in mind we're in a radiation sector, so we don't want to hang out here longer than we need to. I'm gonna have Stella force work the logistics for this, so that we can get the construction started sooner. I don't know if I want her to do the construction though, because she's got so many debuffs and her skill is only level 2. I will wait for whoever's assigned to construction to do that. Of course, construction work is now going to the derelicts. We should probably... Let's turn off expedite and just transfer at normal speed so that we can also get stuff done on board the main ship here. We've got all our mining done. Let's see if Meki here is capable of constructing our algae dispenser. He's a skill of 1, but he doesn't have any penalties. He's not having starvation status or anything, so I think we're going to let him give it a shot. Should be able to do it just slowly. Here we go. Okay, and then we need some logistics. Let's get Meki to work on that as well. We can actually get all 3 guys to work on it. We get the food production online as soon as possible, even though it's just algae. Okay, now we got algae growing. It's just a matter of time. So tomorrow the crew should be able to have something to eat, even if it's not the greatest food. We're almost done with energy scrap here. I think I want to get a little bit more infra scrap because I think we're super light on all of our basic resources right now. And I think I also want a little bit more hull scrap if we have time. Why are our crew on different schedules? Oh no, they're all... I was looking at the red and thinking they were sleeping, but they're not. That's actually the starvation icon. Okay, we do have some algae growing up in the tank here. You can actually see the level of algae in the tank if you look closely. See that green rising. I just ate all the algae and set it on fire in the process. So we cured starvation already on one of our crew members. That's pretty good. I think we might want to... Stella has a lot of penalties. She's got some like crawler bites. She's still starving. She's also got the nutrient deficiencies, which aren't going to go away. I want to make sure that she is able to... I guess she's well fed. Let's give her some resting time. Let her just kind of recuperate, and then maybe we'll give her a break again to eat. Okay, and I think we should be thinking about leaving this sector at this point. Stella's actually back to normal now. Her health cap is reduced because of the various nutrient deficiencies, but she is otherwise okay. Oh, and she actually was able to eat some regular food, so that should help with the nutrient deficiencies a little bit. We actually did get like... I think... Yeah, we actually did get a little bit of meat on board, so that should at least help with her protein deficiency. Okay. Let's move on to the next sector. We could get more scrap here, but again, we're in a radiation sector, so... and scrap is not as valuable as stuff that we could get elsewhere. I do want to... I think I want to start production on a hull block. Or sale, or whatever. And I think we can afford that in terms of energy. Okay, where are we at in our sector here? It's a shame it's been so long since I played the Space Haven playthrough the last time, because I can't remember. You know, I know it's coming, the videos are coming out week to week, hopefully, usually, but in real life it's been like 2 weeks since I played this game last, so I think we still haven't finished the cryosleep chambers yet, so we have to hang out in this region here. We could move on to this main sector, but I sort of thought that there was more stuff that we could get from one of these space stations. We definitely have some options here, actually. We've got only one green crystal, but we have some Hyperium available down there. We've got this outpost. We've got some base metals we can collect. I think we're going to go collect the base metals first, and then we're going to come down here, grab the hyperfuel, and we're going to see what the Military Alliance has to trade, if anything, when they get in the sector. So we can afford to kind of collect some extra resources here. We'll just take our time and do that. Make sure everybody on the ship has a task. Just so we've got recycling going on and research, so that's good, and logistics. And we got our other third guy mining out here. We have one extra infra block. I'm not going to use that up right away, but at some point I want to put a bathroom door in here so that the crew members can be a little bit more comfortable when they come out here to go to the bathroom during the night. You don't get discomfort penalties as much from the stuff that's out in this section. I want to start thinking about how we're going to rearrange the ship to make it more efficient, because that's definitely a thing that we want to do at some point. I think... Let's see. Such a weird layout, this ship. I think I want to get these power nodes kind of in the middle. This only covers like half of the bridge area, which, I mean, it gives us some room to expand our hull. Maybe that's not the worst thing. Maybe we want to do a little hull expansion before we rearrange, get some more systems online, and we actually start, because we actually still have space to build stuff a little bit here. Once we run out of space, then we can start thinking about reorganizing. Okay, we're still mining. And the Military Alliance is just about to get here. which is good timing for us because we can trade if we need to, and if not, we can take off. We have the option to sell some hull blocks for cash here, and I'm kind of inclined to do that. At least I want to sell one of them. We can also sell this unit of medical supplies, which we're never going to use because we have no medbay. I want to hang on to the soft blocks for now. We might end up selling them later. And we can sell a unit of noble metal. Actually, we'll just sell both because we don't have any use for it yet. And the same thing for the base metal. So this is giving us a cool 650 credits almost, which is pretty good for this point in the game because it's pretty early. And we have cheap tech blocks here, which is fantastic. So I think that's what we're going to buy here. Yeah, so we're just going to buy 2 tech blocks. That's going to really accelerate our game here. We could also think about buying an infra block since we still don't have a lot of scrap. I think it's worth it for us to do that. So now we got some mining and logistics happening. Some research still. Still at idle. Taking a break. Taking a break's okay. Okay, so we're just waiting for our shuttle to come back, and then we're good to go. Let's actually... We're not in a radiation sector, so let's actually let the crew rest for the evening, and then we'll launch when the next morning rolls around, when the crew is fully rested and nourished and everything. Yeah, that's good. Still some protein deficiency. I think they've eaten all of the meat by this point. Yeah, they ate that like one or 2 units of meat that we found on board the derelict just now. Okay, I think that's as well rested as we're gonna get, just about. Like, I mean, they still have another hour or 2 in their sleep rotation, but we can start traveling. And this is going to be a lucrative drop for us with some Hyperium and some other stuff. Looks like we came from this sector earlier. I have a feeling that there's going to be a space hazard here that we're going to have to flee from. We'll see about that. I think there might have been a solar flare or something in this sector. Okay, so now that he's going for that, we'll do the raw chemicals. Try to control the order that the mining happens so that it's in order of priority, because right now Hyperium is the thing that we're lowest on. Let's check our ice, by the way. We're still at 3 ice and 5 water, so that's funny. And then we can add the base metals now that he's working on the chemical, raw chemicals. And we have to start saving up resources to build cryosleep chambers by the end. So by the end of clearing these 3 systems here, these joined sectors in the first area, we need to have cryosleep chambers for all of our crew members. Okay, hypersleep chamber research is done. Let's see what we have in the queue here. Power capacity node is something we could work toward, and solar panel. Those things are both efficiency improvements for our power grid, which is going to save us a lot of energy in the long run. But they're also, the solar panels are also a bit expensive to build. We have a bunch of energy blocks, though, that we bought for that purpose. So I think we're going to stick with that route and see how that does for us. Yeah, so let's just continue on with that queue. I'm happy with it. Okay, and we're still mining. Okay, so we have a pirate coming in this way. I think we're gonna... I'm gonna drop in here quick to see if anybody has anything cool to trade, because I don't remember what's available for trade in this sector. And we also have another ship in the sector, so it's a good time for us to do that. And then if we don't get anything from that, then we can move on and go to the next area. The Hapless Gambit still has some scrap that we can bring on board, if our time permits. I'm going to bring some infra scrap as well as these other things. It's not expedited, which is what we want. The Freezer is in this sector, which is the name of the civilian ship. They also have cheap tech blocks. They have a couple units of ice These guys have a bunch of cheap blue crystals, which I think we're going to want to buy if we can. Let's buy at least one. I think that may be all we can do right now. So we're going to sit here in the sector for a minute. These guys obviously don't... Oh, we should see about selling raw materials to the freezer here. We don't want any... Okay, we've already traded with these guys a couple times, so we kind of sold the things that we have to sell to them already. And I don't think these guys wanted whole blocks either, right? Yeah, no. So we're just going to sit here for a second, do this one trade to buy another blue crystal using the credits that we got from the last trade. And then we're going to do a little bit of salvaging while that's going on. Yeah, and let's try to get like up to like 4 infra scrap and hope 6 energy scrap or as much as we can get. I think we have enough hull scrap already. Maybe we'll turn that off. Although the nice thing about salvaging hull scrap is that it does allow us to have somebody who's in the pod, somebody work from the pod on the salvage while the other guys are working on board using the shuttle. We don't want to stick around in this sector too long because we're wasting energy. We should also figure out exactly how much we need for our high perceive chambers. So each one of these is 1 tech block, 1 energy block, and 1 infra block. So we actually almost... and 1 soft block. So we actually have almost enough resources already. We need 1 more soft block and 1 more infra block, technically. We already have the capability to produce a soft block, so maybe let's go ahead and start working on that. You know, when the crew wakes up, of course. And then as far as the infra block, that shouldn't be a problem for us. Maybe we focus here on some infra scrap. No, I want all 3 of these things. Let's just let them go to work. Okay, and then Meki's doing research, which is just what we want. Oh, he got nausea from the algae dispenser, so he had to take a break from his research. Again, we're just keeping an eye on our energy supply as long as we're in the radiation sector, making sure we have a healthy margin, so we don't we're not drowning from lack of energy like we were for a long time in the last playthrough. Okay, I think that's everything here. That we just took everything here except for the infra scrap. So we actually have enough resources now that we could produce our 3rd infra block. Oh, there's one other resource I forgot that we're going to need, which is energy rods. We're going to need 3 of those. Do these guys have energy rods for sale? They do, but they're kind of expensive. They don't have that many on board. Scotty's getting tired. I gotta kind of keep an eye on him, but looks like he's heading back, so that's fine. Okay, I think we got enough resources from this derelict. Let's move on to the second area. And I do want to jump now because we're in the thermal sector. I was thinking about letting the crew rest before we travel, but we want to get out of the radiation. Can actually rest here. We don't have to technically have to have a sector that has stuff in it if all the crew's asleep anyway, but I kind of want to explore and see what's up here. I'm going to stop in this spot and just let the crew sleep, and then we're going to go on and collect the base materials in the next sector to the left here. Fortunate the ship doesn't have an autopilot, right? You could fly through the night and wake up stranded on an alien moon or something. Looks like Meki, you need some breakfast, buddy. Okay, he's feeling better. Alright, I think we're good to go now. The question is, do we build our cryosleep chambers right away, or should we hold off? I'm going to try to see if we can hold off. Okay, we have a enemy cultist ship in the next sector. We might have to ask them where Bryce is. Our missing crew member. But most likely we should try to avoid them. Okay, let's get some mining done. So my general thought here is I'm going to solve our power problem a little bit first with solar panels and power capacity nodes. And then I think we're going to go for the cryosleep chambers, and then we're going to go for food supplies. And at some point in that sequence, we could also incorporate the research workbench and the chemical refinery. Okay, we're going to try to evade. We automatically got caught by the cultists here, but that's okay because we can just jump right out of the sector again. We don't have anything going on board our ship that would prevent us from leaving. Don't know if the androids will fight the cultists. I doubt it. Do we have an ops console? We do. Just want to see. It does let us trade with the androids, which means they're not hostile to the cultists. So we want to get out of here before the cultists come try to kidnap one of our guys again. Here we go. But we got a derelict that's out on the outer rim, so it's not going to have solar radiation probably. And we got some blue crystals nearby as well, so that's pretty awesome. We have a lot of blue crystals in this area actually, which is great for us. Okay, so we have an asteroid over here, and we have the derelict over here. We could split the difference, but I feel like the shuttle traffic between the derelict is more critical in terms of our overall logistical efficiency than the one flight of the mining pod. So we're going to park close to the derelict. Okay, and let's enter from the aft hull area here. Okay, and let's remember, early game, not a lot of guns. Let's play it cautiously. Okay, so we have our team 2 is our shooters, and then team 3 is our bait, who's still on board the shuttle for some reason. Okay. Just take it. Oh, shoot. This doesn't look great, but at the same time, there's no big guys there yet, so if we're quick, we might be able to win. This could also lose us the playthrough, or cause us to have to bail, at least. No, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, we can come over here. As long as no more of those things hatch into. What I want to do, actually, let's try to focus on the eggs first, particularly the ones that are about to hatch. I'm gonna have Stella wait in front here. So unfortunately, they don't really like to follow their targeting directions very explicitly. If there's another enemy closer to them, they'll shoot at that instead. So, shit. Oh no! Oh god! Oh god! Time to run. We're running the hell away. Stella, run! You can do it. Come on! Come on, guys! Get back to the shuttle! Hurry! 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 Okay, I'm gonna actually have Meki take the rear, because if they hit Stella right now, she's probably toast. I think we can make it. Okay, yeah, sometimes you just gotta look at a derelict and say, that is not worth it. That is the lesson that we learned the hard way from the previous playthrough here. So there's a potential that we maybe could have done something if we'd gotten rid of these eggs quickly enough, but with 2 of those big guys hatching, there's no possible way that that's going to have a good outcome, and there's more eggs already on the way. So we just have to lick our wounds here. We'll rest a little bit. So Stella got a couple crawler and hauler slashes, but we didn't suffer any serious like long-term damage or anything. Let's have the crew eat. Okay, then we're gonna do our blue crystal mining and get out of here. Maybe if we're able to find some guns or something, then we get lucky on that, then we'll come back here. But even then, I doubt if it's worth it. Even if all three of our guys had rifles, it probably wouldn't be worth the risk. Okay, so we got those blue crystals. The androids are coming into this sector. I want to see if the androids will go clear the alien ship, actually, because if they do, we could take some loot from it. We might even be able to help them a little bit as long as we stay in the rear and let them take charge of the boarding action. Okay, so for that, let's make sure all of our guys are well rested. So we're going to kind of shadow them if they decide to go over to the alien ship. And then we're going to just provide them with fire support, and if things start to look sticky, then we're going to get out of there. I think everybody needs 2 hours of break, maybe. I mean, we could do a couple shipboard tasks, but I don't want everybody to get too tired is the thing, especially Stella. I think Stella probably could use a little more sleep. Stella needs to heal from these hauler slashes. Okay, so we're going to just wait here for a second. I want to see if we can trade with these guys, and I also want to see what they're going to do with regard to the alien derelict. So we could sell one of our soft blocks here, but I think I kind of want to hang on to it for now. I am going to sell them 2 units of raw chemicals, though, just for general funding purposes. We could think about buying a unit of ice, but we don't have no grow beds at this point, and we still have 3 ice units and 2 water units, so I don't actually think that we need to. Now let's have these 2 guys do a little bit of logistics here just to get the trade interaction going. So as soon as that's done, we'll see whether these guys decide to launch on the aliens or not. Because they're not gonna, they've only got 1 shuttle on board, so they're not gonna... Okay, seems like they're not really interested. So, sometimes it takes them a minute. No, we're not gonna wait around forever waiting for them to do that. Let's go. I think these guys know that they're outgunned on the derelict here. Okay, so we got more raw materials that we can gather. And energy. Now we can backtrack, keep in mind, so as long as we have enough hyperfuel, we can, if we wanted to, find our way back to that first sector and buy some more tech blocks from that one station that was flush with tech blocks, which is probably not the worst idea in the world. But we need to have more than 1 green crystal to make that kind of round-trip loop. So I'm thinking we're going to work our way through to the other sector on the far side first, because there's 3 sectors in a line, with the main sector being in the middle. I think we're going to work our way to the far side first, the north side, and clear that, and then we're going to work our way back and finish the middle if we can, depending on how the layout of the individual hyperlanes are. Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying here is, with these 3 sectors, the way that they're arranged, this is the one that we'll have to finish, that we'll have to leave from when we go to our next area here. So I think it makes sense to finish this last. We're going to head up to this sector first and gather some resources. Okay, we failed our evasion, so we're going to have to jump again. And notice, I don't know if you notice this, but I always hit spacebar as soon as I jump into a sector that has a hostile thing. And immediately, as soon as the ship kind of loads into the sector, like before the hyperspace animation even finishes, the crew can already start walking towards the bridge to activate the hyperspace thing again. So it kind of makes sense to just shave off a couple seconds there of game elapsed time. Okay, and we're gonna skip. Okay, the cultists have decided to give us a pass here. I think we are gonna collect this because we might need to trade for a Hyperion unit, the next ship that we see. I'm gonna check our total Hyperion levels as soon as we drop into the sector here. So we have 1.9 crystals in this drive. And we have 1 crystal in this drive. So we got a little bit of fuel left, but not much. We're on the edge right now. We want to maximize the resources that we get from each jump currently in order to make sure that we can keep our ship running, keep it fueled. We do have... So we're up to 7 energy crystals, which is not a ton. I think I'm going to hold off on doing too much manufacturing until we have at least 1 solar panel running. I'd like to be able to do our manufacturing on solar power somewhat, at least. We'll see how that pans out. I don't know if I'll have enough resources to build much solar by the time we move on to the second sector. Might have to do the cryostasis pods first. I'm thinking that for now... Oh, we still have to think about getting energy rods. I can't let myself forget that. That's super important. Right now we have no energy rods. So I think in the first playthrough we got kind of lucky and picked up energy rods from derelicts a couple of times, and we're able to power our hypersleep chambers that way, but in this case we don't have that option so far. Okay, so now we can head this way. We've completely cleared this area. We could pick up some ice and some raw chemicals here, and then we're going to head up that way. And we'll check out those last 2 sectors on the way back, fuel permitting and everything. Now we're sort of getting into a dodgy situation where, depending on what we find in the next couple sectors, we might end up running out of hyperfuel. So we haven't seen too many friendly ships or stations in this particular area. We're moving into an unknown zone, and we're running on fumes here. So we really need to ideally find a trading partner that's going to give us Hyperium in exchange for some of the stuff that we just picked up. I think for the sake of trading... I'm thinking about producing 1 more hull block. I think we should do that. So that'll give these guys something to work on. Or at least Meki, because Stella is working on the research. Okay. Okay, we have a potential trading partner. Please? No. No. Now we have a conundrum here. Do we backtrack and try to follow them, or do we continue on? I think because of our limited fuel and the fact that there is another ship in this next sector that we could potentially trade with, I'm going to try to continue on. Okay, so we get the android ship as a trading partner. They should have at least 1 unit of Hyperium we can buy, even if it's expensive. Yeah, oh, they actually have cheap Hyperium. That's pretty good. We lucked out there. Okay, so we're going to sell our hull block that we have on board. Pick up a unit of Hyperium. We could sell a couple carbon units. These guys aren't giving us good prices on raw chemicals or anything. Yeah, none of these other prices are really good. So we're just picking up cheaper Hyperium here a little bit. I'm debating whether I want to take up a second unit, but I think I want to save the resources for more blue crystals if we need them. We can always, what ship is this? The Valhalla. We can always trade them again later and buy another Hyperium crystal on the way back through this sector. You know, unless they wander away. We have a fire in the recycler section. This guy is already working on putting it out. Okay, he got it under control. It's just gonna be hot in there for a while. Let's check our overall temperature, by the way. I think we're doing okay everywhere. We haven't been disrupted too much by the radiation overall. I need like a little bit more thermal control. Okay, we're done with our trade here, so let's use our newfound hyperfuel. Make sure it works. Okay. We got a very small sector here, unfortunately, but we got some hyperfuel, which is exactly what we need. And we got a lot of trading partners in this sector, which I always like to see. And some raw materials as well. So that's going to save us a couple of transactions worth of economy. And keep in mind, we're still looking for energy rods. I should be checking every ship that we trade with to see if they have cheap energy rods. And I think we're going to manufacture another piece of hull scrap, another hull block, so that we can trade for energy rods. Mickey out here working through the night mining. Good man. They always finish their current task before they change to their next shift, going to bed or whatever. Okay, we have the Grievous QP 1200. Now, we do have the option to sell soft blocks here because we could manufacture more of them. I'm not entirely sure whether it's worth it or not. Because it does take us energy to manufacture them, and we're running our recycler on an Energium crystal thing. I think we can sell these resources, and since we're already doing that transaction, I think we're going to throw in a soft block. That's going to give us... These guys have energy rods for 172, so we could buy energy rods from them, but I'm going to hold out and see if we can get a better deal. And we're up to 2 green crystals now, so we don't need to buy them technically currently, even though these guys have pretty good prices on them. Trying to be more conservative, trying to make sure that we have resources to acquire more blue crystals if we need them in a pinch, because that's like the big bottleneck that breaks down everything if we run out. Okay, I want to gather resources and then we'll come back and trade here. Hoping that we get a good derelict this time. Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll even find some energy rods. Accidentally sent them to the recycler instead of the shuttle. It's probably not super helpful. Oh, we got an energy cell. Nice. Why is Scotty having a notice over his head? High accident rate. Oh, he's like starving. Okay. It's not that big a deal. It doesn't affect his energy or anything like that. He's just not going to be very accurate if he shoots at things. We're going to pick up some oxygen while we're here because we can. It looks like we got a good derelict. It looks like there's nobody on board here. And we get 59 credits. How about that? And another 64 credits. And a data log. What do we get on terms of what's on board? Ooh, food. Food and energy cells. And we have the other white meat. So we're going to prioritize energy scrap here and I think hull scrap. Okay, other stuff as time permits. Trying to figure out if there's anything I can do about his high accident rate status. Scotty's. It looks like he actually recovered. So maybe he's... I don't know why he had a higher accident rate before and not now. Maybe he had some kind of work-related injury. Maybe it's just an overall total of all of his debuffs. Let's have him... I mean, you know what? It doesn't really matter if he causes accidents on board the derelict ship. It doesn't bother me any. It's not like he's gonna set the derelict ship on fire. Oh, we get schematics to help us with our research. Okay, we're not in a radiation zone, so I think we can afford to stay here the night and then continue harvesting from the derelict. Hopefully most of these debuffs should go away if we actually let them get a full night's sleep for a change. We're still going to have the deficiencies, food deficiencies. At least mostly. They must have gotten some nutrients here because they just ate out of the kitchen instead of eating out of the algae dispenser. So yeah, they're feeling much better this morning. Scotty still has a couple extra debuffs here. It's just not too comfortable. But, you know, working in a spacesuit all day is not the most comfortable environment, so makes sense. Let's see if we can get everything, or at least as much as we have time to collect. We're probably gonna have to buy more blue crystals when we get to that station. I want to take a look at the map real quick. There's nothing else over here, so we're gonna swing through that just to see what this is, and then we'll hit the station. Okay, this is like the perfect arrangement for a three-man crew. We got one person doing the research and stuff on board. We got one person working the pod, getting hull scrap. We got one person on board salvaging stuff and bringing it to the shuttle. So there's no economy wasted. We don't have anybody that's stuck waiting for the shuttle to go to one side or the other. Okay, although it looks like we might have some idleness now. Yeah, unfortunately, now we've hit a point where Meki has nothing to do on board here. I could, if I wanted, we could micromanage the shuttle and force him to come on board, but I think what I'd rather do is just wind up our salvage operations here. I want to get one more energy if we can, so we can manufacture another energy crystal. Looks like we're out, though. Oh, we do have some more energy scrap coming on board, so let's go ahead and manufacture an energy crystal. We can start the work on the ship side now, because we've got 5 units already to process. There was 5 a second ago until I clicked that button to start the manufacturing. And then we got a couple more coming over on the shuttle, so we'll have just enough to make a full crystal. Okay, and Meki is working. He's sleeping. And then we're going to travel to the next sector in the morning, or possibly overnight here. Let everybody sleep a little bit first. Okay, that's good enough. So we got one hop here. Ooh, good stuff here. So we got some base metals we can sell. We got some ice, which we need, and we got some Hyperium, which we also need. I'm trying to be conservative with my blue crystals because we're low on that now. We're going to have to buy some more for sure at the station, unless we can get some solar panels online. Which I don't think we're going to be able to make that before we leave the sector, it's looking like. I don't think there's enough time and resources left for us to do that. I should try to go easy on the recycler after we build up this new blue crystal that we're building now. So as soon as this last job is done, we're going to suspend recycling for a little while. Fire getting out of control, they got it. Okay, we're up to 4 blue crystals now because we made the one from the recycler. That's and let's get the base metals as well if we have time. That is, if our energy permits. What is our threshold set to here for water production? It's only set to 2. That's plenty. For a unit that doesn't have... Maybe we'll increase it... I think I'm going to increase it to 3 because of the algae dispenser. Okay, here we go. And now to the station to trade and mine and trade and mine. And we missed that Merchant Federation ship again, unfortunately. I don't know if we've ever managed to trade with them so far. So we're looking to buy blue crystals here and sell some of the stuff that we've... it's a pain that they put the trading away from all that, since I think we're doing multiple trips for the mining. I think I'm going to put the ship over on this side. Leibniz is the name of the mining station. Ooh, they've got very cheap blue crystals. We're going to buy several of those. 4 is good. 5 is better. And how many hull scrap do we have? We can actually sell both of these hull blocks. That gives us, I mean, 5, a whopping... Oh, keep in mind that we also have to buy energy rods. So I think we're going to buy, like... 1 crystal to start with. We got another ship coming into the sector, so I want to see what the prices are on their energy rods. And we should start working on building our cryostasis chambers, because we're almost to the end of our exploration of this area here. We've only got, like, 2 more hops to explore before we move on to the next sector. So it looks like we're not going to get the solar panels online, but let's start building hypersleep chambers. The question is where. We could put... This is going to block up everything. Now we have to worry about our arrangement of stuff a little bit. Getting into that inefficiency. We could put them up here on the bridge. I kind of don't want to have to move them too much, though, because it's kind of a pain to move them. You gotta wait until they... Unless you are willing to waste half an energy rod. I actually think what I want to do... I'm gonna manufacture 1 more hull block here. I'm gonna buy like 1 or 2 more blue crystals to cover that. Buy 1 more for now. And then what I think I want to do is I want to actually manufacture a little bit more hull just for the cryopods. I mean, that is to say, add it on to our ship's footprint here. Let's try to make this as efficient as possible. So we have, this is 1 pod, this is 2 pod. So we just don't really want them on the bridge, though, is the thing. But that's like the space that we have right now, so I think that's what we're gonna do. So 1 pod, 2 pods, 3 pods, and then we need a little bit of clearance for the crew to be able to actually get to that extra pod, and then this is going to be a wall behind the crew quarters. Very happy that this space station that we're trading with isn't in a radiation sector. This is the Serrated Sands. This is the ship that we're trading with now. Oh, we also have the energy cells we could potentially sell. But neither of these guys is giving us good prices, unfortunately. Oh, we also have to manufacture another soft block to replace the one that we sold. Okay, these guys actually have pretty cheap energy rods. We're gonna buy 3 energy rods from them, so it's a good thing we waited here. These guys also want some of the base materials that we already have on board. I want to sell them some noble metals. I think we could sell some to the station as well, maybe? No, they don't want noble metals. Okay, so it's gonna be 3 noble metals and some money. Or 3 energy rods, just to get us to the next sector. And then we could sell carbon units. I think I'm going to do that here. And these guys also want base metals, so we're going to fill the rest of this hold with base metals. That gives us actually a couple extra credits. Is there anything that we want from them? Another tech block would be a good possibility. I don't think it's worth it for us to backtrack all that way. If we had more resources overall, like if we had more hyperfuel, it would be worth it for us to backtrack to that other sector and buy the cheaper tech blocks. But for just the amount of tech blocks we're buying and the cost of getting back to that sector, I don't think it's worth it. So let's do this trade for now. And then I want to see if these guys have tech blocks for sale as well. They actually don't have them at all. So we're going to be buying a couple tech blocks from the serrated sands here. And let's get our soft scrap construction queued. And we can start working on the first 2 pods here. Let me see if I can... Let's see. Yeah, I really just like this bridge layout. It might be better even if we could just rotate this. I think that would enable us to create... Let's see. So if this was walkable, this row here. Just mess around to see if it's still not going to enable. That could work actually, because then I can create a wall here with doorways coming through. And I think we have enough extra infra blocks for that. This is our nav console, so let's maybe make sure that gets moved properly, and we're not stuck with it being offline. Don't set things on fire. Okay, I'm going to... This has no jobs currently. Weird. There we go. Okay, so we got a construction... We're going to give the construction task to Scotty over here. I'm going to micromanage this to make sure it gets done quickly. So I don't want to be stuck without a navigation console. Okay, so now we can assign... We have a bunch of logistics jobs to assign. We can do them 2 at a time because we've got 2 guys on board here that can work on them. Okay, that's all the logistics. So as soon as that's done, now we've got construction, which is again going to be Scotty. Beautiful. Okay, we still got lots of mining to do. And we still have a trade queue that we haven't finished the logistics for yet. There we go. Our manufacturing is preempting our logistics here because we have a very small crew, and we're still doing mining as well. Now he's loading the airlock for trade. Okay, and we should see the hull construction coming in pretty soon. Hopefully here it comes. Nope. Oh no, he's still mining. Gotta wait for the mining before the hull construction, I guess. Okay, now a question I'm wondering about is how many tech blocks should we buy from this guy, if any? We got 1,200 credits. I think we're gonna buy... Let's buy 1 tech block for now. We can always get more later on. Okay, we got the power capacity node. That gives us some options. Let's make sure we have the stuff built for the cryopods before we worry about building anything else. We absolutely have to have that very soon. Okay, so we got some wall here. The cryopods are going to be here, here. Did I miscount this? Shoot. I did. Okay. Cryopods are going to be here. Because I think I counted the space in front of a door, it looks like. Here. And then we're going to need one more setup wall here. Okay, that should be good. That should be good enough. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have that. So now what we can do, there's not enough room for us to wall these two separate sections off separately. In order to fix that, I think I have to expand the bridge a little bit, or at least rearrange things. Let's play with our arrangement here. So if I went like this, I have the option, remember, keep in mind, to expand the hull a little bit. We have some flexibility here. So ignoring those two thermal things for now, because they're just in the wrong place and they need to get moved. If we expand our hull like 1 or 2 pips over here, then we'd be able to have a separate bridge section. And I think that's a good idea. So this is going to be where our nav console is, right at the front of the ship. I like that idea. Okay. And then we're going to have a thermal regulator. Let's figure out where the wall's going to go between these two rooms here. We're going to need to move this. This whole layout is so crazy. Okay, I just need to get these moved so we can get the nav console over. One of them's going to go here in this hallway, and one of them's going to go here in this hallway. I don't think they create discomfort or anything. I'd be very surprised if they did. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, they're fine. Okay, so we're going to move them. One's going to be down in the hallway. One's going to be here at the bridge entrance. Okay, these guys are trading with each other, which is always interesting. Let's see. This mining station, I think I want to buy some more blue crystals from them still. I'm going to sell our unit of human meat here, because I don't really want that on board in case we run into a safe sector. And get scanned by the military alliance or whoever. We have some base materials online that we just mined, but these guys don't want any of it. Let's see if these guys don't want any base materials. Not really, no. We still have 2 trades. We still have a trade queued already with the other ship, the Serrated Sands, which is to buy the tech block. I think this is it now. Yeah, that was it. This is the wrong... This is still not correct, this arrangement, because I won't be able to put a wall to wall off these 2 separate sections. I'm gonna cancel all these so they don't get built in the wrong spot, and we're gonna fix our hull again one more time. Sorry about that, guys. We should think about... We could think about manufacturing one more hull block, but I think we have enough. We have a full hull block that's already stored in the pod bay here for hull construction. So we don't necessarily need to do that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now the bridge is going to move, or the nav console is going to move up front here. So we're going to have a little walled area there for the bridge. And then this power node is going to have to move. Let's have this. I want to make sure that we have connections to other nodes here. It looks like we do. So we can... Or this, do we want this to be the... Let's, now that we have this, let me get the pods down. Sorry. Let's see... I think they have to be facing this way so that this space is accessible for that pod, so somebody can walk down this corridor and then come into this space. So we're gonna do it like that. That's our 3 hypersleep chambers for our 3 crew members. And then I want the wall to be here once we move that nav station, and then I think we're gonna have a door here. Okay, so we got 2 of our pods charged and ready to go. Awesome. And now this guy, I was trying to figure out if we could move him, but we don't necessarily have to. I think we can just build a wall like back here like this, around this energy node if we wanted to. Let's see what this energy node covers. So it's nice that he's connected into all these other nodes because that gives us some redundancy. I don't necessarily want to do away with that completely. But I do think I want to have a wall in that particular spot where the node is, so we're going to move it up by 1. We have another trading partner in the sector, the Grievous again. Let's see if they want any of the stuff that we picked up since we saw them last time. They're giving us... We could sell them energy cells, but again, 100 is not a good price for that. These guys are the ones that have the cheap Hyperium crystals, but I think we're good on that for right now, based on our overall resource level. Okay, and then we can now wall this off, and we just need a door here, which we don't necessarily have to build right away because that costs us an infra block, and we don't have that many of those currently. And once this power node is done and linked back together, then everything should be online. Kind of weird that these nodes are both in the same hallway. You'd think if they were going to make them kind of redundant and tight together like that, that they would at least have them, be in different parts of the room or different rooms. I think I want to leave this. I'm just looking at the layout of the ship here. I think I want to leave this space open for more beds if we get more crew members. I mean, we already have 1 extra bed. What are we doing here? Are we done in the sector? I think we kind of are. We have the option to build a power capacity node, which I think that we should do. I also think I want to buy some more cheap blue crystals from the station here before we leave. Let's buy 2 more of these in case we run into radiation or something in the next sector. I could sell... I'm gonna sell them some algae. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I think we're gonna buy 2 blue crystals, in fact. Do we want to be that broke? I don't think I want to be that broke. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so we're gonna do that one last trade. I think I do want to manufacture another hull block, or start working on it anyway. And then I want to manufacture 1 more soft block if we have the scrap for it, which I think we do, yeah. And as soon as we're done with this trade, we can leave the sector and travel. Or at least continue the last couple exploration spots that we have to explore. Stella's not looking too hot. What happened with you? Looks some nutrient problems here. We might have to take a break from our energy. I really want to get the solar panel research done, though. Let's make sure that we have the... Let's look at our grow bed basics here. So botany, I'm going to add that to our queue here. This is just basic research to get these 2 things online. This also are those 3 things online. We actually can get the advanced grow bed there, so that's good. We could go for an autopsy table for alien meat if we wanted to, after the botany one. So we're gonna try to stick to the solar panel before we get botany 1. We'll see if we can manage that or not. And then after that, I think we want to go into industry, probably, depending on our protein deficiency status. Let's queue up some industry. But I think we need the workbench still. We still haven't got the workbench. We're probably going to need the workbench to do significant industry. I'm just trying to avoid the expenditure of tech blocks on the workbench and the accidents and stuff that it causes on board, and the resources that it uses up. I think that's for like getting into the more advanced parts of the game. Unfortunately, one of my favorite factories, the chemical refinery, requires some workbench. So we can really only get... We can actually get to advanced assembly without the workbench, which is interesting. So we kind of ran the whole ship on solar power and got all our industry running on solar power. We could go through this whole tree without ever researching the workbench. That's definitely a possibility, because that conserves us a lot of energy if we can make that happen. One thing I also want to buy, if they have it available here, is energy blocks, if they're cheap enough. So 375 from this guy, 376 from that guy, they're about the same. We actually can't afford them though currently. I think we're ready to travel. This is not powered. Shoot. Slight miscalculation. Should be quite fixable. I wonder if a pod that's powered but that's not currently on the grid can still have a person in it. Probably not, right? Let's see. Scotty's our construction, yeah. Here we go. Okay, now we got all 3 pods online and we're ready for hyperspace. But I'm really not happy about the nutrient deficiencies here. But there's not too much we can do, I think. She has a... I injured myself and I'm sore all over. I hope I didn't break something important. Maybe we put her on a longer rest schedule. Let's take a look. Yeah, so we're gonna have her rest a little bit more during the course of the day. And, oh, did I have the jump queued already? My bad. Sorry, Meki. I'm hoping we can get just a couple more resources here before we leave the sector. Let's think about where we want to go next. Our options are a pirate system or a safe system. My experience with the last playthrough was that the safe system didn't have a lot of resources in it. We could check how many... Each one of these things has 2 satellite systems. I'm kind of tempted to go to the pirate system just because I think we'll find more derelicts and stuff there, but it's also way more dangerous, so I'm not entirely sure if it's worth it. It was loud. I don't know if you guys heard that. It's like a motorcycle or something going by outside. Okay, unfortunately Meki is too sleep deprived to do a derelict right now, I think. That could be a problem. They let them sleep for like... tiny little bit of time here. Okay, that's good enough. Just to make sure they have some yellow bar to work with. But we don't want to wait too long because we don't want some alien eggs to hatch over there. Hi, buddies. Okay, so we're gonna have our bait person go open this door. And then our other 2 folks are just gonna slide over in line with the door here. Let's go on 1X. I don't want Stella to get bitten or hurt anymore. Doesn't look like we have a nest on board, so I'm happy about that. It's a matter of time before we wear all these guys down. open this door. It's weird that I can't actually like see that door, so I can't click on it to open it, even though I know it's there. Ow, shoot. Tried to be a little bit greedy with my time here and I got bitten. I wonder if it would help if these guys were closer. I don't know if that distance makes a difference to accuracy. Let's try to march them like one step closer if we can. And we're still luring guys out of the back section here. That door is already open down here. You go ahead and open this door. We gotta make sure that Stella doesn't get trapped back here. It's a one-way. Okay, we got a bunch more doors open, so we got a longer sight line now. Happy about that. Good. Okay, we're just gonna rinse and repeat. Trust that. Where'd that guy go? Did he die? Oh, he's there. He's running away from us, though. Okay, we're gonna just go finish off that last guy, because I think he's the last one on board. I suspect. There we go. Get out here, slave collar, I don't care. Low oxygen. I think we're about to finish the exploration, though. We get some very shocking discovery here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, so what do we get from our trouble? 4 tech blocks. I will take it. Absolutely, that's fantastic. These are also very good trade items in the early game. The refined hyperfuel units. I'm just going to expedite transfer to make sure we get all that before anything weird happens. Because we definitely want those tech blocks for sure. Okay, that's all of the transfers. Now let's start with some scrapping. We still have that space station sort of nearby with the cheap blue crystals. So we could go back there and sell these if we wanted to. But I think it's probably makes more sense for us to move on to the next sector. Because we still have limited Hyperium. How's Stella doing with the injury? Stella was the injured one, right? Scotty is actually injured. I have a feeling this might not go away until we get a med bay. Okay, Mickey is starving. Is it worth it for us to stay in this sector another day? We got low energy, low hull scrap. The only thing we have a bunch of that we can still collect is infra scrap. We got enough infra scrap right now to produce 5 more blocks. I think I want a little bit more infra scrap. Let's see if we can get some more. So we're gonna chill for one more day and just keep an eye on our blue crystal supply. Can't believe we found 4 tech blocks on that one derelict. Holy cow. Yeah, so I'm trying to get a little more for scrap so we have options here, because I'm thinking as soon as we're going to need infra blocks for the solar panels once we have the technology done, and then as soon as we have a couple solar panels built and the research for the grow beds done, we're going to be getting grow beds online to prevent our crew from starving. So we need to make sure that we plan for that accordingly in terms of the resources that we're going to collect here. So we probably want 11 infra is what we have now, and 1. Probably want another 5 or 6 infra blocks at least, just to kind of get us started. Make sure we don't have people idling. Looks like we're good. And we can pick up the hull scrap as well while we're at it. I don't think we're going to spend another day at this. I think this is going to be our last day of salvaging this derelict. Now we're up to 15 infra scrap, which is pretty good. I think these guys are mostly idle, it looks like. Yeah. Let's have everybody rest, and then we're going to travel to the next sector. Everybody's actually close to full based on their nutrient deficiency levels. Everybody's suffering a little bit from the nutrient loss. Okay, so let's go ahead and travel. Stella has a high, or Meki has a nausea. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Now, do we take the risk of going to the pirate sector, which is going to have more derelicts probably, or do we head to the safe sector? I think I want to head to the safe sector, because boarding actions are a thing that's gotten us in trouble in previous playthroughs. Make sure all our pods are online here. 3 beautiful blue checkboxes, that's what I want to see. Alright, we're done with the tutorial. Alright, and I think we're going to make a cut there, so I'm going to continue the Twitch stream, but I'm ending the current recording. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe, it's free. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around, because we're going to continue on in just a second here. Thanks for watching.